Hey, how's it going everybody? Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the game that I've been working on for the past couple years, and I'm going to be kind of talking about how I came up with the idea, how I came to start working on it, and where it's at now. So let's dive right in. So first I'll give you a little bit of background. I first started learning video game development back in 2013, and I used the Blender game engine back when that was still a thing. I mean, they only removed it recently, but I was using that and used that for about a year. And I eventually decided to try something a bit bigger and newer. So I upgraded to Unreal Engine and started doing iPhone development. Did that for another year or so. Made a couple games that were really bad. Laughably bad, but had to make those before I could do anything better. So I kind of moved past those and decided I wanted to try doing some horror games. That was right around when Five Nights at Freddy's was coming out, and that was kind of all the rage, and so that really kind of got me into the horror genre. So I made one game called Behind These Eyes, which is a fantastic horror experience for any hardcore horror fans. And I published that on Steam, and it did really poorly. Actually, it did okay. For a crappy horror game on Steam, it did alright, to be honest. And then I had plans to work on another game that was also going to be a horror game. It was going to be a 3D, realistic, sort of the same kind of Outlast ripoff sort of horror game. And I kind of decided that I didn't want to do that, it was going to look the exact same as any other horror game on Steam, that there wasn't going to be anything to set it apart. And so I decided to take some time to think about what kind of game I really wanted to make, so that I could come up with something really unique and special for people to actually play and enjoy. So I ended up scrapping the idea that I originally had and that I had started working on for a couple months. I had the whole thing written out, but I just ended up scrapping it because it sucked. And I started trying to come up with a unique art style. Since that's kind of my strong spot, I decided to take advantage of that and try and do something really special with that. So I spent a couple months playing around with different styles, looking at other games and trying to figure out what people had and hadn't done. And so eventually, at one point, I was looking through random old sketches that I'd done, and I found this picture of this creepy goat character that I had just drawn on the back of a piece of paper. And I was thinking,
that could make an interesting art style.
So I kind of began crafting a story and gameplay elements and all that kind of stuff around this picture of this smiling, creepy goat. And I kind of just made that the center point of the whole design of the game. Everything kind of revolved around that. Like, what kind of a world would this goat live in? Why is he smiling? I kind of started asking questions about the picture, and the answers to those questions kind of ended up making the design for the game that is now My Beautiful Paper Smile. So what it is now is a third-person psychological horror game. It's all hand-drawn in this sort of unique sketchbook sort of style. Like, some of the objects are just 2D, like cutouts, and then a lot of them are 3D. So it kind of gives this sort of papery sketchbook feel to the whole thing that gives a really unsettling, creepy vibe to the whole game, making it really atmospheric. So that's kind of been the whole goal of that. Another important part was making really unique and interesting characters. So we've got like the Joyous, which is kind of the main group of characters. That's what the protagonist is, and the Joyous are this set of children that are raised to be perfect. And in this world, the idea of perfection is that you have to always smile, and if you're always smiling and you're always happy,
then you're pretty much perfect.
What more could you ask for, really? There are also the authorities, which are like these creepy masked guys with horns on their heads, and they also smile. Common theme. And then there is the
Dreaded. Oh, so dreaded.
yeah. So then there's this guy called the Faceless. He doesn't have a face. Oops. I forgot to keep my video open. There it is. Yay! And then there is the facility, which is the setting of the whole story, or the first chapter, just the first part. But it is still integral to the entire story. And this is where the first, like I said, where the first chapter takes place. And the authorities are here in the facility in charge of training the Joyous to be perfect. So that's kind of their job. They're the instructors, the smart people, the teachers, the authorities. So they lead all sorts of different trainings all the time, just trying to teach these kids how to be perfect and smile. 'Cause that's important, really important stuff. But you, as a Joyous, are not so happy about that. You do not want to be inside this facility. You do not want to be trained. You do not want to be perfect. You don't want to smile. You want to be able to frown whenever the heck you want. So you decide with your little buddy, with your friend, that you're going to try to escape. You're going to try to escape. That's kind of the premise of the first chapter. You try to
Escape.
and you try to get away, and you try and do stuff. And you hit keys on the keyboard that do stuff, and you click buttons on the mouse that do stuff. And in the end, the end. So anyways, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of give an introduction to the game and tell you guys a little bit about it. The store page is available on Steam, so you can go check it out. You can watch the trailers, check out some more screenshots, and you can add it to your wish list on Steam. That's a good thing. You should do that. You should definitely do that. You should also subscribe and leave a like, because that'd also be good. Yeah, if you subscribe and leave a like, then you're perfect. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'll have a link in the description. And also, I just made a Patreon account. Yay! So that's there. I'm trying to hit 1 million patrons by the end of the week. Wish me luck. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'm hoping to do some more videos like this soon. Hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the game if you hadn't heard of it, or if you had heard of it, maybe it was nice to hear about it again. So that is it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.